What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got some great news on a key defensive player for the Wolverines. We go over that, plus Michigan wide receiver Donaven McCulley talks about transferring to Michigan, Chip Lindsey, and the offense, and why transitioning from quarterback to receiver has helped him. We also got some big recruiting news for the Wolverines on the 5-star edge Carter Meadows, why the Wolverines could be leading in that recruitment right now, plus an update on the 4-star offensive lineman Zayden Krempin, an update on the timeline for the 4-star top tight end target Matt Ludwig, and much more. It's all going to be in this video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I did want to start by talking about in this video is an update on Michigan safety Rod Moore, as he obviously tore his ACL back in March of 2024. He has had a long recovery process, including having 2 surgeries, but we have an update on him. He recently posted on social media a video of him running on the ground, and he said first time running in 14 months. So that's obviously a great sign to see. I can just only imagine what Rod Moore has gone through. He obviously didn't get to see the field at all last season, and he wanted to be out there with the team, and especially be out there making plays under Wink Martindale's system. And now this season he will have that chance, and he is going to be a leader for this defense, I'm sure, and he's just gonna make this defense even more elite this upcoming season. I mean, this is a guy who is right now a potential All-American next season. He was named on 2025 way too early All-American by On3, and obviously was a key reason that Michigan went 15-0 in 2023, beat Ohio State, then obviously went on to win the Big Ten, win the national championship, and he had that game-sealing interception to take down Ohio State. The Ohio native is undefeated against Ohio State, and he's looking to keep it that way this upcoming season. So great news right there for Michigan on a key player out of Rod Moore, as he is back running on the ground for the first time in 14 months. But the next thing I did want to talk about is Michigan wide receiver Donaven McCulley. He talked about transferring to Michigan, his early impressions of the Wolverines, Chip Lindsey, and the offense, as he joined this week's episode of In the Trenches podcast with John Jansen, and talked about transferring to Michigan. He said, "I'm just looking for a better opportunity here. Coach Moore, Coach Bellamy, they were great in the recruiting process, and that really helped me make a decision on coming out to Michigan." And he also talked about the transition from quarterback to receiver. He said, "A lot of people don't know, but in high school I used to practice at receiver sometimes." He said, "My high school coach would let me practice receiver sometimes because he kind of knew I always wanted to play receiver." He said that was my dream a little bit, but I was just really good at quarterback. He did say that, it helped me a lot with understanding where the quarterback wants me to be, as a receiver. But he said just playing it, really my whole life, I kind of understand how the quarterback is going to throw this football, or where he's going to be looking when he scrambles out or something like that." He also talked about the Michigan wide receiver room. He said it's been great. We got a lot of dogs in there that people don't really know about, and that's what I'm excited about. He said Coach Bellamy has been great. And then also Coach Soup, I'm listening to everything he says. He's just a legend and shows it. And then speaking about, the Michigan offense and learning it, he said, "Chip, I'm a little familiar with his type of offense. I've seen a lot of his clips from his previous schools and things like that. So it's not really too much of a learning curve or anything." So that's a little bit of what Donaven McCulley had to say on In the Trenches podcast. And, it is really crazy because Donaven McCulley was the quarterback for Indiana in the 2021 season, even played against Michigan as their quarterback. And who would have thought going into the 2025 season he would be Michigan's wide receiver 1, and he's got a chance to have a breakout season with the Wolverines as their wide receiver. But the next thing I do want to talk about is some recruiting news here for the Wolverines, and I wanted to talk about the 2026 4-star top 100 edge Carter Meadows, a top priority target for the Wolverines right now in the 2026 class. He is rated as a 5-star on On3 rankings, and he recently dropped a Final Four of Michigan, Penn State, South Carolina, and Ohio State. Does plan to make official visits to all 4 schools, and right now E.J. Holland of the Wolverine does believe Michigan has the advantage right now for the elite edge in the 2026 class. One thing that really stands out is not only the development piece at Michigan, but also the academics at Michigan. Kind of just like Andrew Babalola Loyola, as Meadows was taking a look at Northwestern and Stanford this offseason, but neither of them obviously have great football programs right now, but Michigan does. He's also a high-level basketball player, very athletic. Now, there has been no predictions made currently, 24/7 Sports crystal balls nor on-3 predictions made yet, but the Wolverines right now a big threat in his recruitment and currently could lead. Then I also wanted to give an update on the 2026 four-star offensive tackle Zayden Krempin from the state of Texas, who we have talked about before. Haven't talked about him recently though, but Michigan is still very much in play in this recruitment. Michigan, LSU, Texas, and Texas A&M, those are his top schools right now. We'll be taking official visits to all those schools, including Michigan, on June 20th. Now obviously the in-state schools, Texas and Texas A&M, going to be tough to beat out for Michigan, especially with the distance, but according to E.G. Holland of the Wolverine, Krempin did say that they are in the hunt in my top 4. He also said it's somewhere I feel like I could get developed really well, and offensive line coach Grant Newsome continues to reach out to him and visit him, and he said our bond gets stronger and stronger. And obviously Michigan is currently under a contact ban, which seems to be self-imposed for the so-called Burgergate, as Michigan fans would put it. And Krempin did say, obviously, that thing sucks, but he understands, and he said it's not going to impact me. If I really want to go to Michigan, I'll be going to Michigan. I already know who they are as people, and that's all I need to know. So Michigan's still a top school in Zayden Krempin's recruitment, as that is obviously a top offensive line target for the Wolverines in the 2026 class. Then I also wanted to give an update on the 2026 four-star tight end and top tight end target for the Wolverines, Matt Ludwig, in the 2026 class from Billings West High School in the state of Montana, and an update on his timeline. Right now Michigan has multiple predictions going in their favor. They currently have a heavy lead, it seems, but he is set to take official visits to Tennessee, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Michigan on June 20th, as they will be getting the last official visit. Notre Dame is also in the mix right now, but according to Ethan McDowell of On3 and the Wolverine, he hopes to wrap up his recruitment in the next 6 weeks, and after taking his official visit. So definitely could be seeing a commitment from Matt Ludwig before the summer ends, and also after he takes his official visits. He also said that at this point, I really got the idea down of what's going on at Michigan, what it means to be a Michigan man, and now it's just trying to build that connection and build that relationship and really just spending quality time. He also said that I was really impressed with the offense for sure, as he took a visit this spring, got to see them practice, and he also said those two quarterbacks in that room is insane. They've got a strong quarterback room this year, and overall the amount of work that was getting done during practice was really impressive. So Michigan standing still very high in Matt Ludwig's recruitment. Obviously we've talked about Brady Smeagol doing his part, making sure he ends up in the class with him for Michigan. And again, it's been a slow start for Michigan in the 2026 recruiting class. This contact ban doesn't help, but there is plenty of time until signing day, and this official visit period is going to be huge for the Wolverines, but they still got work to do before the official visit period, as when the contact ban is up, coaches are going to have to do their part to get back in contact with all of their top targets. But with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more. If you are new around here, I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.